Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Basics with Daniel, where this week we're going to be talking about pickling your onions. Really easy recipe where you just need three simple things. First is some apple cider vinegar. Then we're going to need some salt, specifically iodine, so we can protect your thyroid. And lastly, some olive oil fresh from the vine. With that, let's get down to basics. All right, so we're gonna start with the first thing, the most important thing, cutting your onion. As you can see right now, I'm cutting in the direction of pole to pole, but sometimes it's a lot better than cutting along the equator, because pole to pole, it goes with the way the layers of the onions, but equator cuts through the layers of the onions, releasing more of that sulfuric, which starts making you cry. I don't want to cry right now. So we're gonna just cut the onion straight in half, just like that, and it gets a little tough, but that's okay. And again, different onions, different sizes, but this one is not the best onion, but we'll just cut around that. You can see in the top right, oh, never mind. All right, but it's not that right, so we just need half an onion for the amount I'm making, at least this week. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that part that is a little iffy. So I'll just, yep, I'm waiting on you, Daniel. All right, there you go, yep. So we're cutting that part, look at that. It's as if it's a fresh, perfect onion. And while I'm organizing this, I just want to apologize. When I placed the olive oil and vinegar, I really thought they were off camera. So yeah. But anyway, we're gonna save that onion for another time. And yeah, let's just start cleaning this onion. I hate removing the top layers. I feel like I always go a little bit more than I need to. But you know, we got onions to spend. So let's just go ahead and remove that top. And I do want to keep it where that little top head part, I want to keep that because that's going to help later on when I'm dicing the onion. So I feel like, yeah, I think there's one more layer I might need to take off. Should I taste it? I don't know. Okay, yeah. Let's just start cutting it. How about that? Let me wash my hands real quick. There you go. Wash it. All right. So as you see, I'm just slicing on it, and I'm going to use the layers of the onions to help dice it. That way I only really need to make 2 cuts to get perfectly even dice. And as always, the more I should probably cut that out. The more uniform the onions are diced, the better it is cooking. Now I almost cut myself. I don't know if you saw that. Maybe do a freeze replay, but I'm not that advanced at video editing yet, so maybe a future episode. But what I'm noticing is this top layer, I'm not really liking it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and peel it off. Yep. Peel it off. Again, I probably should have cut this, but please forgive me. I'm new to this editing software stuff. So just gonna remove that head. It looks kind of funny. It looks like a different kind of fruit. Well, not a fruit, vegetable if you ask me. And yeah, so now we're just gonna go to the fun part. I'm gonna throw that away. I don't want that in my little onions. And we're just gonna dice it. And as you can see, since, oh, I almost cut myself again. As you can see, since we already made 1 cut vertically, and then the onions itself are layers already, this is a simple way to get nice and uniform diced onion. Oh, excuse me, here comes another one. Again, not cutting it out because I'm not that good at video editing. So, but ta-da! All the onions are diced. And maybe I could get one more. It's always a fun game to see how much you can get. Now this last little head, you can either throw it out, put it in a soup, put it in a sauce, whatever you want. But for now, just try and get a nice Tupperware that has a good lid on it. Like this one because it has Iron Man, and yeah, so just put all the diced pieces of onions as best as you can. Usually this is a bad way. You kind of, if I was not recording, I probably would have like slid it off using gravity because that just makes things easier. It's just a little pro chef tip, but I'm on camera, so I got to work within the frame. I just got to get each bit because that's, each piece of that onion is really good, so it's always worth it. Sadly, I can't see that one in front of the board, which is why I left it. So I'm just gonna wash it in my hands again. I like to not get that onion stuff on me. But now we have the onions, so we're now gonna start applying the liquid. First things first is the vinegar. You want to apply the vinegar first because the oil, if you put the oil first, it's gonna sort of coat it and it's gonna make it hard for the vinegar juices to even get inside. So it's really just olive oil with vinegar around. But we'll let the vinegar get in and that sort of break down the onions. And so this is the tough part of the recipe. The measuring, I mean, it's up to the container, it's up to how much onion you have, so just make enough where there's a pool at the bottom. So I don't know if you can see, but Tony Stark's laser beam, that's sort of the pool I have. Now the salt, this is where I get the most question. How much salt should I use? I'm right now realizing I didn't even measure it, which would have been really helpful for you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my little measurements and pretend, because I'm expecting Daniel thinks I know how to edit and I could have cut that out, but instead I'm just gonna probably put too much salt. So here, I think that's a teaspoon. Honestly, it's probably 1.5 tablespoon for an onion. So just sprinkle that around, and yeah, that should be pretty much it. So I'm just gonna go ahead, before I put in the olive oil, I'm gonna cover it. That way I can shake it up and make sure there's salt and vinegar for all the onions. Oh, gotta throw that out, wanna be clean. So yep, close it. And as you can see, the pool is again under Iron Man's laser beam. So I think a good pool is always important when pickling your onions. And it's also a delicious pool. You could use that as a little vinaigrette, but shake that, shake that, shake that, shake that, shake that, shake that, open it. Smells like apple cider and salt and onions. So now we're gonna put in some olive oil, fresh from the vine, not really, but just drizzle on top. Again, not really a good measurement. I'm gonna need you to trust your eye and instinct on this one. And this is a really easy recipe, so hopefully you make it a lot, and hopefully as you go through, you sort of experiment with maybe putting too much olive oil or putting too little, and just seeing how that impacts the pickling process. But now we're gonna make some tuna salad. So what we're gonna do is, because the onions are gonna take a bit of pickling, about an hour, so we're gonna start with some tuna, some mayo, and also the pickled onions. But again, it's gonna take them about an hour to actually cook. So in the meantime, we'll just set up the base of mixing in the tuna with the mayonnaise, and that way we let it cool for a bit, because I like my tuna salad cool. So this will take 10-15 minutes. So so first things first, the easiest step, which is what I'm struggling with, is just opening a can of tuna. Let's see how this goes. All right, I'm probably a little nervous because I'm being recorded and will probably be shown to others. Well, you know what? How about this? Let's do the big can. It's the easiest, right? Hey, there we go. Opening that can of tuna. Again, this is the most challenging part. So once you get through this, everything else really easy. So opening that can of tuna, and what you really want to do is drain the water. Normally, I would do this in the sink, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to do it in this nice little container. Just dump out all the water I can right in this container. I'll squeeze it, make sure, anyway, just squeeze, okay, just squeeze it, get the water out, and just try and get that tuna as dry as possible. So, but yep, you have one can of tuna juiced out, and then now let's see if we can redeem ourselves and get the second one, since we build up our confidence from opening the first one. How's it going? Really weird. Okay. Hey, there we go. So, second round of applause. Now we're cooking. So, I know you can see I have two different cans and brands and sizes. I hope this helps your recipe. I don't think this is necessary. You just get the amount of tuna that you want and you just work with it. A lot of these recipes are pretty bad for you, the watcher, because of the fact that it's all to taste and feel. I haven't given you any concrete amounts or clear directions as to how to cook, but I'm inspecting the tuna. Sorry, that caught me off guard. I don't remember doing that. Oh yeah, so this was a weird tuna. So I'm actually gonna try and show you this, but one I didn't realize was solid white albacore, and the one on the right is just tuna, chunk-like tuna in water. And there is a clear difference between, one of them seemed kind of yellowy and the other one seemed more brownish. I'm not really sure, so if you want to go ahead, drop in the comments the explanation between the two. I'd greatly appreciate it for my own sanity, because I did end up mixing it. So let me show you guys actually. Yeah, look at that difference. You can't even see that well because of shading, but the one on the left, it had some weird yellow stuff. It was bizarre. But yeah, this is the tuna water. Always drink it. That's always good luck. It's my favorite thing to do before making tuna salad. That way I can respect the animals that went into making the salad. It's not that bad. It's okay. I mean, do it if you want, but I'd recommend it for good luck. Again, I left it on camera. I need to learn. Anyway, we're just going to go ahead and start the mixing process of this tuna salad. So go ahead and drop that tuna right into your favorite mixing bowl. Left a little juice. I know a buddy of mine named Matt, he'd be really mad. So Matt Pierce, if you're watching this, I'm sorry about that, pal. I got a little lazy, I got a little rush. I'm nervous under the camera, you know this. So, yep, oh, perfect. Leave a tuna can right blocking everything. So again, I'm inspecting that yellowish can of tuna. I'm trying to understand the difference, but I just figured it out, so I'm showing you now. Albacore, solid white. Didn't need this in the shot. But anyway, we'll put that in and just start mixing it around. I think I got like, I want to say 12 ounces of tuna, and I'm just going to mix it, removing that yellow part I was talking about earlier because I just didn't trust it like that. And once I get the tuna all smeared up, I'm going to try and mush it as much as possible. I don't want that much chunks. I like to be as great as possible. That's just a personal preference. If you like chunks, leave the chunks. If you don't like chunks, don't eat the tuna. It's pretty easy. But what I will say is I like to break and make it easy. I always like my food to be pebbly in a way where it's just, it has its own texture, and then that way you can customize how much you want. But that's, again, me, and you're watching my show. Thanks for watching. Again, subscribe, like, follow, ring that bell. You know what it is. So after you get a good amount of chunks in, what you want to do is bring in the main star of tuna salad. Another excuse to eat mayonnaise. So you're gonna, I don't know if those hands were, but you're gonna want to get a spoon. Oh yeah, so I was contemplating how to clean my spoon since you guys were watching. But yeah, get the mayo and just throw it on top. Now, this is another thing where I'm not gonna tell you how much mayo to use. Again, I just want you to use your eyes, get used to that, you know what I mean? That's part of the cooking show with Daniel, basics. It's basics, you know? So once you feel like you got a good amount, start mixing it. Because what we're gonna do is once we get a nice even mixing all around for the base mayo, we're gonna taste it, see how we like it. Because again, this is the fun part about cooking. One week, you might want some really mayo-licious tuna salad, but another week, you wanna eat healthy. You want a nice light hint of mayo. So depending whatever you're feeling whenever you're creating this tuna salad, that's how much mayo I want you to put. I'm not gonna tell you tablespoons, no. I want your heart into this mayo salad. Nope, not mayo salad, tuna salad. So just go ahead and mix it as evenly as you can, break it down. And again, this is all in the meantime while we're pickling the onions. So yeah, it'd be really foolish to do this first and then pickle your onions, because that's just wasting time. So it's all about being smart in the game. And I tasted it and I was thinking like, oh, should I get more mayo? Well, let me taste it again. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, so that's I think that's it because he left off camera. Yep. So now we'll see you in a bit. Oh, psych, he's back. Came to taste some more. I wonder if he knows he's on camera. Let's see what he does. Ah, he's putting more mayo. Do it. Come on. Do it. He's teasing us. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to our chef, Daniel Martin. He's been great. Okay, yeah, so he commits. He's getting more mayo. He loves the mayo. Everybody knows that. Craft real mayo, too. So nothing but the real. Mix it in one last time. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the tuna recipe. All it's we really need to do is put in some onions. If you want to put celery, go ahead. I'm gonna judge you because I'm gonna hate you for that. But I just like onions in my tuna salad, so gonna mix it around, put it in the fridge. Taste. Oh, it's all right apparently. So just gonna hands off, start cleaning, and then let's do the magic. Snap. He forgot to do the snap. All right, we'll just snap on our own. Right now, there we go. Nice. Oh nope, we already snapped. Don't. Okay, so we got the onions. Let's see how they look, and they smell good. And oh, look at that center cut. Oh, not center cut, center frame. That shot was perfect. I'm the best at this. You know what? Let me get a spoonful. Let's see how this tastes. Maybe it's good. It's good. Yeah. You know what? Let's add some salt. Again, with this recipe, salt goes a long way, so don't be afraid to put a little bit more. Keep on experimenting, but just try and put a lot of salt. So while we got the onions ready. Let's bring in the tuna salad and let's put in a couple spoonfuls of the onions, because we want it to be where you can mix it and get good amount of onions in each bite. And we'll also put in the juice, the little vinaigrette we made. Yeah, let's throw that in there. That way the parts that aren't with the onions still get the flavor all around the tuna. Get some nice juice. So I just want to say, while we're mixing stuff, earlier in the shot I did switch shirts. Before I was representing the Mowing Curling Club, but now I'm representing this apron that my mom got me. Shout out to her. This is her recipe. She taught me this, and she's a big influence on the way I cook. So just want to say thanks, Mom. And I can see already the way she made it. Boom. And I don't call her Mom. I don't know why I said that, but I call her Mommy. But it's still delicious. I'm eating it a second time, so I know I did her proud. So, you know, oh, even a third. Yeah, this is best. So what I'm going to do now is, because it's so good, I am going to go ahead and serve this on a bed of fluffy white rice. So I really do enjoy tuna salad with some white rice. So I'll just go ahead, put a spoonful of that, maybe another one for serving control, and boom, 2 nice spoonfuls of tuna. And there it is, again, center shot. Beautiful, beautiful cinematography from Daniel. So let's go ahead and see how he likes it. Oh, that's good. Yep, you can see how happy he is. Even though you can't see his face, you know his belly's happy. So again, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys learned something, because I want to say thanks for such a good time. I'm gonna go ahead and leave and wait the rice and enjoy my meal. See you next time.